Brilliant. All right, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Great to have you with us today. All right, let's turn that timer off. Awesome. Okay, brilliant. Let's get cracking, shall we? So, welcome to the AI webinar. I'm just here on my own today, so I'm going to be having to let a few people in as they go. So, excuse me if I'm trying to do a little bit of tech and talk at the same time. Brilliant to have you with us. And some new faces I can see already that are on the chat here. So it's going to be great to get to know you as we go through things. The first thing we're going to do actually is I'm just going to paste into the chat the workbook that you want to download. So just grab that workbook there and you can download that and you can just follow along. This is what my slides will be, but you can also take some notes and see what's going on as we go. So hopefully you can grab that and then we're going to be all good. All right, so why have you come here today? Well, you're here today clearly because you know that the future is in AI, and AI is absolutely transforming construction. And particularly what we're looking at today is how it's changing construction marketing. So there's many ways it's changing construction. I'm going to show you a few little tricks actually that I've learned to literally today. Every day we're learning something new on this. But today we're focused on marketing only and how it can help you bring in more leads, how it can help you find your ideal client, how it can help you convert those clients much easier than what you're probably doing at the moment. So we're going to dive into all of that. What I'd love to know, first of all, we've just put the workbook in the chat. Just let me know in the chat here, who of you has been using ChatGPT for your marketing at the moment? Just give me a yes or a no in the chat if you've used it or you haven't used it. I just want to see who's been doing what. So Elizabeth has been, good stuff. George has been, great. Sunday hasn't, all right. So we've got a few yeses and a few no's. It might be something new to some of you. Now, if you're already using it in your marketing and you've been on this workshop before, then I'm going to show you something early on that will hopefully help you in your construction business. But if you've already heard this workshop, you might not get loads out of it, although there are some new features. But if you're not currently using ChatGPT for your marketing strategy, then this is going to be a little bit of a game changer for you. So stick around and we're going to show you exactly what's going on here. So let me just tell you a quick bit about myself. So if you don't know me, this looks a bit weird, 2 headshots of me. My name's Greg Wilkes. Just to let you know, at the end of these webinars, we often get a load of people trying to book in a scale session call with us, and they want to talk about how we can help scale them from between 1 and 5 million. If you want to get ahead of the game, I highly suggest you zoom into that little QR code there and snap that code and get yourself a booking to talk to us about what we're doing and how we're scaling companies really successfully. Just have a look online. We've got over 100 reviews online of people that are working with us that are absolutely loving what they're doing. So I'm just going to let you scan that QR code for a second. And I'm also going to put in the chat the link to our scale specialist. Let's put it in there. There you go. So just dropping that in. There you go. All right, so we've got 2 links in there. You've got the workbook and the option to have a call with us if you'd like to. So if you don't know much about me, I've been in construction for some 25 plus years. I've built multiple 7-figure businesses. I've had great success in construction, but I've also had it go really badly wrong. And I've learned from those successes and then made some mistakes and then changed those mistakes. I write all about it in my best-selling book there, Building Your Future. So if you haven't got a copy of that, I really recommend you jump on Amazon or go on our website. We've got free copies that you can download. But if you want a hard copy, you'll have to jump onto Amazon for that. I'm an award-winning coach, which is brilliant. And the clients that I work with are also award-winning. We get rewards for them, which is great. As I said, loads of reviews. And what we're doing is we're helping construction businesses only scale to around 5 million plus, which is our aim. So if you're in that category and you're looking to achieve that, then I really suggest you book in a call with us and we'll show you exactly what we're doing. So I just wanted to put that in early, save you waiting to the end. So like we said, why are you here today? What have you come to learn? Well, you're here to talk about ChatGPT. This is what we're focusing on today and how it's going to have a huge impact in your construction business. So we know, don't we, with marketing, that marketing has really changed over the years. I don't know how old you are, but I'm probably showing my age. When we were marketing originally, it was the yellow pages, or you put an ad in the local paper, the Thompson Local, or you might even do flyers, things like that. Now it's changed. It's more Facebook ads, Google ads, things like that. But imagine if you were still using the old methods of yellow pages and the ad in the Gazette. you would really be behind the times, wouldn't you? You would find that you're wasting your money, you're missing out on sales, and you'd really be losing out to your competition. And really, that's exactly the same as AI and our marketing in AI. If we're not using AI for our marketing, then you are going to be left behind massively. It's growing so quickly and changing things so quickly that if you don't start using this, your competitors will be, and you will be completely left behind. But the fact that you've registered for this call today and you've made the effort to attend shows me that you're ahead of the game and you want to stay ahead of the curve, which is awesome. So 3 big things that we're going to be looking at today in our webinar. We're going to look at how we can improve your lead quality. Now, when we're talking about lead quality, we're talking about winning your ideal type of client. So how do we win your ideal type of client? By using ChatGPT. How do we speed up your client acquisition? So how do we get the client to say yes to a sale and speed up that yes? So we've got to appeal to them psychologically in order to do that. So I'm going to show you how ChatGPT can help with that. And ultimately, we want you to gain a competitive advantage so you get ahead of your competitors and you are the go-to choice for that high-end project. So they're all the things that we're going to show you. Now, what I would be really interested to find out, we've got a couple on here that are currently using ChatGPT and some that aren't. What are your frustrations with ChatGPT at the moment with the marketing? Just let me know in the chat. If you're using it for marketing, which a few of you are, what are some of your frustrations with it? What do you find a little bit annoying, or some of its limitations? Let me know in the chat as we're going. And while you're thinking of that, I'm going to tell you what most people find as a little bit of a limitation with ChatGPT. So normally it's 3 things. First of all, they find that it gives incorrect answers, which can be a bit annoying. You ask it something and it gives you something, spits out something completely different that you didn't want to hear. Sometimes the content it gives you is very bland, very vanilla. So you just end up sounding like everyone else. George has got it spot on in the chat, personalizing it. That's actually the key of this whole workshop. It's got to be personal. And that's the frustrating thing with ChatGPT. Sometimes it doesn't sound personal. And the other frustration with it is people often say, yeah, it's good, but not good enough. And that's a real problem with it too, that it spits out some decent answers. You think that's okay, but it's not quite there at the moment. And that's the frustration. But things are really changing and things are moving rapidly. From the last time, I think the last time I did this workshop was about 3 or 4 months ago, and things have moved along hugely since then. What we're looking to do in this workshop, we're going to show you 3 things as we go through this, and you'll see these 3 things come out all the time. What we're going to look at is how we can give it really clear prompts. So you would have heard this word if you're using ChatGPT. Whatever you put in is the output you're going to get out. So we've got to give it nice, clear prompts. We want it in your voice. So we want it to sound like you, or to sound like your business, and to represent your business. And the last thing you've got to do, and exactly what Elizabeth says, sometimes you've got to write really long prompts to have good content coming out. Well, I'm going to show you how we can get over that, Elizabeth, on this webinar. And the last thing that you need to do in order to get it right is be prepared to iterate. And what we mean by that is to look at it and go over it and potentially change it. The reality is, at the moment, is that although ChatGPT is great, it will get you 80% of the way there. And it still needs that human touch to get you the special 20% that really sounds like you. But it gets you very, very close. And what I'm going to show you today is show you how close you can really get with it. So it's quite exciting what we're going to be doing. Some of the things we're going to be doing today in this workshop is we're going to be looking at these 5 things. We're going to be looking at how you build out a client avatar. That's really important. You need to know who your ideal client is. We're going to show you how to understand their fears and frustrations. We're going to help you find your own USP on the call, and we might pick someone out of the group to be able to do that with. Show you how to generate nice, easy social media content. If we get time, we're going to look at how you do blogs with SEO. Also, some other stuff that I'm going to show you, which I was playing around with today. I'm going to show you how you can use it to potentially price up work, do takeoffs on drawings. It's not really anything to do with marketing, but I was just really excited about it. So I'm going to show you that first thing, actually, because that was pretty impressive. And then we're going to jump into the marketing stuff. But this is what we really want to cover. And when we cover this, it's going to help us do what we said at the beginning, the promise we made at the beginning. We're going to help you find your ideal client. We're going to help you attract that ideal client to you. And we're going to help you convert more sales and get ahead of the competition. And you need to have this in place in order to do that. So let's jump in. And what I'm going to do first of all, before we start looking at the client avatar, I'm just going to share my screen and show you ChatGPT. And we're doing all of this live, so let's hope my internet doesn't play up today. There you go. So hopefully you can all see that. Now, one quick caveat with this, everything I'm showing you today is on ChatGPT 4. You have the option of having the free version of ChatGPT 3.5, but ChatGPT 4 has extra special options on it. And for $20 a month, these are a no-brainer, and you'll see why in a second. These are the things it does. So you'll notice here, you don't get this option on ChatGPT 5, but on 4, you get browse, you get the default mode, you get to browse with Bing. So what that's doing is it's looking for live internet websites out there, live data. You'll notice at the bottom here that when you search for something, I think it's accurate up to like 2021 or 2022 or something. But if you're browsing with Bing, you're getting up-to-date information. You've got a load of plugins that go into this. The plugins are awesome. They've only just started, but you'll see the future of plugins very soon. And the last option that's literally only just been released, and not everyone has this, but I do, fortunately, is the DALL-E 3, which is an image generation tool, and it will generate you pictures and things like that. So this is really, really impressive. Just let me know in the chat, are you currently running 4 or 3.5? Are you running ChatGPT 3.5, the free version, or have you been playing around with 4? Just want to see who's using what on this. And if you haven't been using 4, I really want you to, well, after this webinar, start thinking about upgrading for $20. So yeah, so Elizabeth's 3, Steve's 3, George's 3. Yeah, excellent. All right, so you're going to see a real difference with 4. Now, the first thing I want to show you, this is nothing to do with marketing, but I'm just really excited about this, so I just need to show you this straight away. You'll notice that it's got the option here to attach an image. Now, what it's doing is they've managed to train ChatGPT to read images and determine what is on an image. Now, this is a game changer for construction, because if you can feed in a drawing, it's potentially going to be able to read that drawing and interpret it. So maybe your mind's already worrying on, wow, what will that actually mean for me going forward? So I'm just going to show you, because I was doing this today and I thought, wow, I'm just blown away by this. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drag an image into here. And I'll just show you what this image is. Hopefully it'll let me load it up. There you go. So I've just got a floor plan here on this image. All right. So you can clearly see an image there. Do you know what? Actually, I'm not going to do that image. I wanted to show you a big one. Let's attach this one instead. A bit more complex. So there you go. It's loaded that one. So hopefully you can see that. What we're doing here is we are just uploading an image of some drawings. It's got some sizes on it, all things like that. So what ChatGPT can now do is I can now ask ChatGPT, I'll just bring my keyboard over. So using this image, can you tell me how many linear meters of skirting board this floor plan contains? Now you think what you pay for takeoff software, just watch what this is doing. It's just going to load and think about it. So there you go. So it's got to sum up the floor plans, and it's now going to sum them up. So interestingly enough, the first time I did this, it actually picked out the room sizes. So I'm just going to stop it there, and I'm just going to say for it, list for me the room sizes on this drawing. Might have to give it a slightly bigger drawing in order for it to do it, because the sizes are really small on it. Oh, so it's saying it's not clear enough. It should, let's see, it's coming, it's thinking about it. No, it can't get it on this drawing. So let's just stop that one. Let me upload a clearer drawing for it. So I should have done the first one. So here's the first drawing. And yeah, give me linear meters of skirting for this drawing. And now it's got something uploaded there. And yeah, oh, there you go. This is because I've done this last minute. It's not picking it. But anyway, when I did it earlier, it did work. In fact, I can show you how it works, because I've got the old plan in here. So where was it? I think it was that one here. And basically what it worked out for me is it worked out the sizes on this drawing. And then I asked it, now you know the sizes. If a joiner charges £300 a day, how much is it going to cost me to fit this skirting? And then what it did, it worked out what an average joiner could do in a day. So it gave me two scenarios. One could do 20 meters a day, one could do 30 meters. If you were paying him £300 a day, this is how much it would cost, between £1,800 and £2,400 for a carpenter to do the linear meters of that drawing. I also asked it at the beginning, when the other one I uploaded, was to work out how many lighting points and power outlets there were on this drawing, and it got it for me, which was incredible. So I don't know why it's not done it while I'm doing it live, but it did work earlier. So obviously, you know, these are brand new beta features, so there's going to be a little bit of playing around with this. But just let me know in the chat, first of all, can you see how you're going to be able to start using this? This isn't for marketing, but isn't it going to be incredible that you can do takeoffs from drawings, and you're going to be able to potentially price up from drawings using your rates, you know, things like that. Now, the other thing that it's going to start being able to do, which it's already doing on some newer versions on some of the plugins, is that it can read other documents. So you can put a plugin where it will read other PDFs. Now, if you had a pricing sheet with all your PDF in a PDF document, and then you fed it a drawing, and then you said, using my PDF document, can you price up this drawing? In theory, it should be able to do it. Now, as I said, I've only just started testing this today, so I haven't got that fully nailed yet, but you can see where it's going. It's absolutely incredible. So Dan says, yeah, you sometimes always have to look up pipe sizes and count them up and size them up. Really useful for that. Does it work with PDFs? No, it's not. It's not reading PDFs. The only images you can attach are PNGs, but you can convert a PDF into a PNG really clearly, so really easily. That's what I had to do with these ones. So pretty impressive, eh, for that. But that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about that. It's just something I wanted to show you if you hadn't seen it before. What we're here to talk about today is building a client avatar. And the reason we need to build a client avatar is because we really want you attracting your ideal clients to your business. And the only way you can do that is if you truly understand who your avatar really is. Who is it that you're actually going after? And ChatGPT is going to help you do that. Now, when you build an avatar, what then happens is you're talking the same language as the person that you're pitching to. When people are reading it, they think, oh, wow, this guy's really talking to me. When they're reading your social media posts and your blogs, they think, wow, this company really understands who I am. Now, just to give you an example of why this works, the only thing we need to look at is, as an example, is Harley Davidson. If you look at Harley Davidson, just let me know in the chat, who do Harley Davidson have as an avatar? Who is their ideal client? What sort of people are Harley Davidson going for? Well, if I was, you know, deciding who Harley is, I would say that they're going for middle-aged men. They're going for people who are quite independent, maybe people who have got a little bit of a rebellious spirit to them. They want a little bit of freedom. They're quite adventurous. They're big into the community aspect of it. And this is who Harley are pitching to. They're not pitching to a young woman, are they? You know, it's not that type of person. And they're not pitching to an old man. It's very different who they're going for. So we need to really think about the avatar that we want and the type of people that we're using in our construction company. If we can get clear about it, about who we're serving, then we're going to know how to pitch to them going forward. So that's really important. So I want to show you on ChatGPT how we do that, how we really understand our client avatar. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get someone out of the audience to help me with this. So first of all, maybe someone could just let me know in the chat if you'd like to be a demo model for this. Who'd like to? I'm just going to start a new chat on this. And for this, I need ChatGPT 4, and we're going to use the default mode. In the chat, just let me know what you do as a business. So maybe let me know where you work and what you do. So you might say, I'm a builder and I work in London, or I'm a plumber and I work in Scotland, whatever it is. Let me know in the chat who you are and what you do, and we'll just go with that. So George straight away. Okay, commercial main contractor in London and the surrounding counties. Let's just go with that. Okay, so the first thing that we have to bear in mind is that Elizabeth said earlier that sometimes it's really painful because you have to write really long prompts in ChatGPT, which used to be true. Now, let's take, for example, George. He's a commercial main contractor. Now, if you look in the settings of ChatGPT, if I just click on that, you'll notice now that you don't have to write really long prompts anymore. You can actually input your custom instructions, and you do it once and once only. So if I click on custom instructions here, what it says is, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? So George here would be writing, my name is George, and he would write about his business. I am blah, 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 commercial main contractor serving London and the home counties, blah, 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 blah. And he'd write a little bit about his business. So I'm obviously doing that for my coaching business here. And then you would say, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? Now, I would put this for all of you. I want ChatGPT to respond like an expert marketer. I want to focus on the pain points of a typical, well, I'm saying construction business owner, but you want to say a typical homeowner or whoever you're working for, George, as your client. Just let me know, George, who you actually work for. If you're a commercial main contractor, who is your ideal client and how you can provide a solution, and then give them a solution and a call to action. So George works for consultants and architects. All right. So what I need to do, first of all, we're going to imagine that George has put all of this in his custom instructions. But what I have to say to ChatGPT for this demo is forget my custom instructions for this chat, because I need it to, okay, so now it knows that we're not pitching to construction business owners. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pretend to be George for a second. And remember, we're trying to find his ideal avatar, his ideal type of client. So I'm just going to say this. I am a commercial main contractor in London and the home counties. My ideal client is, and he said, consultants and architects. Just copy that and put that in there. Paste that there. Now, what we want to do, we just need to give it a little bit of instruction on what we're doing for this client, right? So we just need to talk about what some of these consultants and architects' main problems are. So what I'm going to ask it is, bearing in mind my ideal client, build out for me a detailed client avatar. Let's just do that first of all, and then I'm going to give it another instruction in a second. Okay, so it's understood that our ideal client is consultants, architects in London, the surrounding counties. And now it's going to give you the demographic of a typical ideal client for you. Just let me know, George, in the chat, if this is pretty much the average people you work for. 35 to 50 years old, mostly male, but don't exclude females. They would be a senior consultant in a firm. Their income might be around that. Then it talks about the psychographics, their hobbies, goals. Some of these you're not going to know really. Behavior traits, typical day, but you can see it's quite advanced here, isn't it, on what it's telling you about this person. Now, this is really important. How you can solve their pain points. So I thought it was just going to ask that now, but I'm just going to ask it to go in a little bit more detail of this. So bearing in mind this avatar, tell me the typical frustrations and pain points this client will have. And I'll just say, give me 3 bullet points, because it will go on forever otherwise. All right, so now it's going to pump out what an architect, a typical architect that George is going to be going for. So what they're worried about, they're frustrated about inconsistent quality, they're frustrated about project delays, and they're frustrated about overblown budgets. All right, so this is typical of an avatar for George. They would all be worried about these. So this is really important. It says these pain points would likely be top of mind for your ideal client and should be addressed in your marketing and service delivery strategies. Okay, so this is what we want to focus on, and we want to use this in our marketing. So now we've got the avatar, and I'm just doing this really fast. You could spend much more time doing this, but now we've got an avatar and we know some of their frustrations. Now we want to know how to solve these frustrations for our client. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to say this. Using this client, using these frustrations, now give me the ideal solution they are looking for. All right. So now it's saying what they're looking for, because they're really worried about inconsistent quality and they're worried about project delays and overblown budgets. The first thing they've got to do is they need a company that has a rigorous quality assurance process that has multiple checks in every stage. For delays, they want a proven track record of completing on time and efficient project management, provide real-time updates. And for overblown budgets, they have a transparent pricing model and advanced estimation software. All right, so now here, what you've now got is up here, you've got your client avatar and you've understand their frustrations. And now you can now generate a USP for your company based on your client frustrations. So when your client is looking for a commercial main contractor to solve their problems, they're looking at this and thinking, wow, this person is talking directly at me. This is exactly what I need. And obviously you can go into much more detail with this. So say, for example, we said number one there, using point one about the inconsistent quality, give me a detailed breakdown of how I can solve this for them, make it practical. So now you can show them exactly how you're going to solve the inconsistent quality. What are you going to put in place? Because it's easy saying we manage the quality, but actually what do we do to solve it? So here, a really practical approach. You pre-qualify all your subcontractors and suppliers. So you have a rigorous screening process. You regularly audit and evaluate their performance. You have a quality assurance plan specific to each project, and you have quality checkpoints at every phase. That's something you could implement. You have regular training. You use technology. So you might not use BIM. You could use tools and software to monitor the construction quality in real time. You carry out audits. You keep on top of your documentation, and you make sure the client's involved, and you have a quality guarantee. All right. So now can you start seeing the power of what ChatGPT is now doing for your marketing? First of all, we've understood who our client is. We now know their frustrations, really important. But now we've got potentially a USP that deals with that. And you could get this USP and you could put it on your website, and people are going to look at that and think, wow, this person really, really knows who I am and what I'm talking about. So now we've got the USP. We want to take it a little bit further than that. And we've demonstrated how we can potentially get that USP out. But we want to make it practical for our marketing, don't we? So what I'm going to say to it now is, using this USP and client frustrations, generate 5 different Facebook posts from Monday to Friday. And now we're going to get all the content that we can use for the week. And let's just say to it, use emojis. And it's going to pump out all the content you need for the rest of the week to appeal to this type of client. So here we go on Monday, and it's just going to go through the lot, and it's going to give you all. So these are nice and short. Yeah, in fact, they're too short there, but you could actually just jump in there and say, sorry, these Facebook posts are too short. So I'll just say that to it. These are too short. Make them longer. And it will do it again. There you go. And it's going to pump out again the main frustration. So inconsistent quality construction ruining your projects. And it's going to give you all those posts on quality. And then you can do the same thing about running over time and whatever else it said that you had as your USP. So that's really powerful. I'm just going to stop that generating because there's going to be a ton that it generates there. Now, what's really useful about that is you can use that. You can then say, right, now adapt this post for Twitter. Now adapt this post for LinkedIn. Adapt it for Instagram. You can get real custom content in seconds, really, which is really, really powerful. What we're going to do now, just show you how you can use this a little bit further, right? So we've got these posts here. Now, this is another new feature on ChatGPT. So I'm just going to copy this post, Monday's post, and we're going to open ChatGPT again, and I have to open a new chat for this. And I'm going to go up to the top, and now I'm going to use DALL-E 3. And this is the image generator. So I'm just going to paste that post in, and I'm going to say this. This is my Facebook post. I am let's just say construction company for now, or commercial construction company, a construction company in London. You wouldn't have to write this if you had your custom instructions in. Generate an image for me. All right, now watch this. This is going to blow your mind. I just hope this works live. So that's going to start thinking about an image that we can now use on Facebook, and it's going to be a completely unique image that no one else has got, because this is generating this on AI, and you don't have to pay, apart from paying the $20 a month, you don't have to pay any extra for this. You're just going to get a ton of images through that are really going to work. So hopefully you can really start seeing how this is going to work for you. Just let me know in the chat if any of this is new, what you're learning from this, or if you're currently using it in this way. What have you potentially got from this so far? Because we're blasting through it at a bit of a pace, but we've looked at how you can generate a USP, how you can understand your client frustrations, and then how you can solve those frustrations with your USP, and now how you can generate images. So have a look at these images here. There you go. So we've got quality checkpoints, quality assurance, and you could just keep going and going. If you weren't happy with these, I could just say I don't like these, or I could say I like. See, this one here I think is pretty good actually. So you could almost like an image of the shard there for a commercial contractor. So you could say I like image 3. Give me some variations. So let me know in the chat. Are you finding this pretty impressive so far, what the new capabilities are? This is all brand new. So if you're using 3.5 at the moment, you won't have seen any of this. So it should be pretty impressive for some of you. There you go. Steve says it's mad. It is absolutely crazy what it's able to do at the moment. So that's just going to generate some more images for us, which is really useful. So it's just scratching the surface of what ChatGPT can do. Now, what we've touched on so far is all about the initial marketing of getting your leads in. So we want to attract those clients to you. But we also said in this webinar, we wanted to work out how we get clients to sign up with you a little bit more. And what I really encourage you to do, and this we teach this in our mastermind often, is, oh, sorry, here's another load of images here that I think are incredible. So look at these images. These are just awesome, aren't they? Like London in the background. And yeah, pictures of some of the stuff you can do for your quality assurance. So anyway, you can have a play around with that. I've just bought a new home and we were generating some interior design ideas for the new bedroom and the new bathroom, and it's absolutely incredible what it's doing. So yeah, have a little play with that. So we're just coming back to, once you've priced up a project for someone, one thing we really want you to do is understand psychologically what that client really wants from you as a builder. And if we carry on using this consultant and architect as our main person, we've already understood, haven't we, what they're after. But what we want you to do is make sure you ask the client what it is that they're looking for in a project. So when you visit them, you might want to say, you've obviously worked with a load of builders before, or a load of commercial main contractors before. What went well on the project? Well, like, what are the type of builders that you enjoy working with, and what main contractors are really frustrating to you? And it's a really important question, that, because then they'll actually tell you what they're frustrated with and what really works. They might say, we're really frustrated with main contractors who win the project and then they're never on site. They never turn up and they've never got enough bodies on site. You could say, no, I understand that. And I want you to write that down. And then they might tell you something else. Now, let's just imagine we use that first of all. I'm just going to carry on with the chat and show you how you can use that. So my client is worried that we will win a project and not turn up, the job will overrun, and we'll only have a few bodies on site. Now, I want you to bear in mind that your client has told you that this is their number one concern. And this is why you have to ask the question when you're pricing work, because we want to understand the sales psychology of why people buy. It's not always going for the cheapest tender or the cheapest bid. So this is their main concern. And what we want to do is, once we've got that main concern and we've understood what that is, I want you to now say, using this concern, give me a specific USP. So we've already got a USP on our website, which is dealing with their main concerns, but now we've got a really specific concern. Give me a specific USP that deals with this and how we solve it. And what that's going to do is that's going to pump out a load of stuff that you can use in your sales literature that goes over on this quote. So rather than just sending an estimate to someone, maybe on the cover letter that you send over, you say, we know that your number one concern was you wanted to make sure there was bodies on site. Well, this is how we deal with it. Here's how we solve it. And our USP is our on-time, fully staffed, no excuses guarantee. And then you show them exactly how you solve it. And you can delete some of these or use some of these if you need to. So can you see how that would work psychologically with clients, particularly domestic clients that are, on commercial? It makes it a little bit harder because sometimes it is commercially driven by money. But domestic clients definitely aren't always driven by money. They're driven by the psychology of it, and they buy into people if they feel that it's covering one of their values. And this is what's really useful about this. We're really understanding what someone's problems are and values are and frustrations are, and now you're using AI to understand what it is and how you resolve it. It might be something you've not really thought about. So I really want you to think about that and potentially use that too. The last thing I want to show you is how you can use this for blogs. So this is really powerful. We know that blogs, you might think, what's the point of doing a blog? And a blog's a little bit of a waste of time. But blogs are really useful for your SEO and for you to be found just organically on the internet, on Google, and you want to be on the first page of Google. So what a blog enables you to do is it enables you to put a load of keywords in it. So when someone's searching for you as a commercial main contractor, they can search for a commercial main contractor that finishes on time or whatever they're going to search for, and you're going to have an entire blog about that, and you're going to come up number one because you've got that blog. So I'm just going to show you, let's just use this same example. So using the above, write me a 500-word blog about why we do this as a company. So actually, first of all, I'm just going to copy that. I'm not going to put that in first. Yeah, about why we do this as a company. Tell me the top 10 keywords my ideal client will be searching for and include them for SEO in this blog. All right. So let's see what this does. And now it's going to write a blog about why you offer this on-time, fully staffed, no excuses guarantee. And it's going to write a 500-word blog here. Now, in a second, when this blog finishes, it's then going to identify what the top 10 keywords are. And that's really important. It's absolutely crucial that you know what people are searching for on Google. And this is going to be able to tell you what most people are looking for on this, which is going to be really powerful. And then you just want to incorporate that into your blog. Now, there's other tools that go out there and do this, but this is just a nice, quick, easy way of doing it if you wanted to. So let me just wait for that to finish. There you go. Here's your top 10 keywords. And this is what they might be searching. So that's a good one. Reliable contractor, commercial construction, main contractor, all this sort of thing. So yeah, it's got a ton of stuff there, isn't it? Loads of things that you're going to potentially be able to use. What someone said earlier is that they're worried that it won't be in their voice. One thing you can do, if you want it to speak in your voice, is you can ask it to basically speak like you if you've got some documentation that you've already written. So if you've written blogs in your voice before, remember you can ask it to look at that PDF. So you could, let's just show you in a new chat. If you had a plugin there, there's special plugins. I'll show you these plugins, plugin store. There's one here. So just that first one, AI PDF. What it does, it interacts with a PDF and references it. So you could use one like that or ask your PDF. All of these are pretty good. And it's going to go and look at that PDF and understand how you write and how you communicate. And then it will write in your style. So what I've done is, because I've written a book, I've pumped my book into a PDF. And then when I'm writing my blogs or when I'm writing content for social media, I can then say, using my voice style, write this blog in my style, and it'll understand exactly how I write. So in that way, it gets your voice every single time. If you want to copy someone else's voice, what you can do is you could come here and you could say, rewrite this blog in the style of, trying to think of someone in the UK we could write in the style of. I'm just going to say, well, let's just say of Boris Johnson. He's a bit unique. So let's imagine you wanted your blog to be written in the style of Boris Johnson. There you go. To channel the exuberance and peculiar charm of Boris Johnson. And there you go. Ladies, gentlemen, and indeed esteemed members of the construction community, lend me your ears. And it's going to write it in the style of Boris Johnson, which is absolutely nuts. So you can customize this. It doesn't have to sound bland and vanilla like we were talking about before, which is really useful because we don't want it to do that. We do want it to sound a little bit different. So a ton of stuff there that we've potentially looked at. We've just touched on the drawings, how you can use it for estimates and takeoffs. That was a little bit of a side point, but you can really see how powerful it is for generating images for your social media. You can see how you can use it to understand your ideal avatar and attract clients to your business, because if you talk in their language, they will be attracted to you. You've understood how to use that USP on your website. You've also understood the sales psychology around appealing to a person on their own level. If once you understand what they're worried about and what their concern is, you can then generate a specific USP right there and then for them and send that over with your proposal. What difference would that make to your business if you incorporated all of this into your marketing efforts? How would that make things easier for you? What uses would you use this for? What sort of difference would it make for your business? Just let me know in the chat how that's going to help you and how you might start using this going forward. I'd love to see what things you're going to use it for if you're not using it for that already. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to show you one more thing. So just write in the chat there, how are you going to use this in your business? What are you going to use it for? And one last thing I'm quickly going to show you is this on my iPad. So what I just wanted to show you was what we offer for businesses that want to join our mastermind. Just going to show you this. So in our mastermind community, we are looking at 5 pillars. Now, today, all we spoke about really was this one here, was attract, and how you can build your brand and how you can attract people. We also touched on USP slightly, didn't we? But there's obviously so much more to it than that. Out of these 5 pillars, what one really sticks out to you? Is it plan? Is it attract? Is it convert? Is it deliver? Or is it scale? What is the one that would be a big game changer if you manage to solve it in your business? What we're doing in our mastermind is we're helping companies get to around 5 million plus turnover. So some people come to us at about 500K, some come at 1, 2, 3 million, and we're scaling them up to 5 million. But we're doing it with this in mind. This is the caveat. We need to be able to give business owners the golden triangle here, which is time, freedom, and money. It must be these 3 things that they get. And if we can get them time, freedom, and money, then we've really cracked it, haven't we? Because there's no point scaling your business really fast and not having any time or freedom, and you're not enjoying it, you'll just become bitter about it. So everything we teach is with this in mind. So if you're looking to create a £1 to £5 million plus construction business and you want to target one of these things, we can show you exactly how to get there. And not only that, we've got a clear roadmap, a clear plan of how we take businesses from 500K to 5 million. And we'd love to show you that roadmap. So if you want to book in a call with us, you had the link in the chat there. Feel free to grab that and we'd love to talk to you. So all the best, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that webinar and you've been able to take a ton away from it. Look forward to speaking to some of you soon. Take care.